We welcome you to this broadcast of girls varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are at Sidney High School, the Hive, where the Butler Aviators will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. You're looking live here at the Hive at Sidney High School. My name is Brandon Coverman, and alongside me, Jeff Hinchin. And Wednesday night here in the Miami Valley League, first home game of the year for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. And taking a look, Jeff, this should be a good one. First, taking a look at the Vandalia Butler Aviators. They come in at 5-0, 3-0 in the league, and they're first in the Miami Valley portion of this Miami Valley League.
Yeah, they're off to a great start, and they have a great score. And Sammy Bardnero, number 23, she's a senior. She signed to play Division II basketball next year at University of South Carolina Aiken, the home of the Pacers, and congratulations to her on that. But she can fill it up, and they're off to a great start. And you look at Sidney, the first home game of the season, kind of a rarity there, but they've already played 5 games, so we're almost a quarter of the way through their season, and they're led by number 23, Allie Stockton. So both leading scorers for each team will wear number 23, but Stockton has signed to play Division II basketball at Findlay, University of Findlay. She'll be an Oiler. Congratulations to her. They lead their teams in scoring. Bardnero at 20 points a game, Stockton at 16. So those girls know each other well. They play each other twice a year, and I'm sure there's some AAU stuff going on in the spring where they've crossed paths as well. So it should be a good ball game with two good teams, both representing the leading in their divisions in the Miami Valley League.
We're going to flip it over here for our national anthem. We'll come back with our keys and starting lineups here next on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back here on NKTelco Sports. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here, brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies, sponsoring the starting lineups all year on NKTelco Sports. Number 2, 5'5" sophomore Noelle Smith. Number 14, 6'2" junior Lauren Dady. Number 20, 5'6", Ayla Washburn. Number 21, 5'11", junior Madeline Shaneher. Number 23, a 5'9 senior, Sammy Bardinero. The head coach of the Vandalia Butler Aviators is Molly Bardinero. And she is assisted by Ryan Holland, Jeff Bardinero, and Ed Quinzel. Now let's take a look at our Emerson Climate Technology starting lineups for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Number 3, a 5'7 senior, Lexi Brewer. A 6'1 senior in the middle. Number 34, Reagan Clark. 5'8 sophomore. Number 5, Jordan Scully. A 5'9 number 5'9 senior. Number 23, Allie Stockton. And rounding out the lineup, it's number 4, 5'9 sophomore, Larkin Vordemark. The City Yellow Jackets are coached by fourth-year head coach Jamal Foster. He is assisted by Caitlin Davis, Ron Ivey, and Katie Mays. So thanks to Emerson Climate Technologies for sponsoring those starting lineups. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, taking a look for the Vandalia Butler Aviators.
They need to be able to rebound the basketball. Coach Bardinero knows the importance of rebounding the basketball, also limiting their turnovers. They know City's going to try to pressure them, get some easy opportunities off turnovers, and maintain composure. It's going to be a long game. You don't want to get frustrated. Do what you can, control what you can control, and don't let the enemy, if you will, get into your head.
They call a quick foul there on Lexi Brewer. That'll be her first, team's first. Going for the basketball, but Brewer's going to have the assignment of Bardinero. And, you know, you already pick up one foul. Looks like she's going to be face guarding her, denying her the ball.
Yeah, the first foul within 3 seconds. You don't see that very often. And finishing up the keys of the game for the Yellow Jackets, they need strong defense. That includes rebounding. Coach Foster wants to be known as the best defensive team in the area, and they want to put that on the showcase tonight. They need 4 quarters of it, though, and they're going to have their hands cut out with a good scoring and Bardinero.
Shot on the inside, no good there by Dady. Rebound by Reagan Clark. Brewer with the basketball, brings it up across the timeline.
Final 2 keys of the game for the Yellow Jackets is if they get the opportunity on easy buckets, whether it's layups and or free throws, convert them. And also limit fouls. Make Vandalia Butler earn it from the floor, not from the free throw line, and easy layups.
Vordemark fouled. Looks like Butler going to come out in a zone defense here. As the Jackets will take it out. The foul going to go against Ayla Washburn. Her first, team's first. Vordemark, wide open shot, clanks off the iron. Stockton, weak side rebound, puts it in. Sidney's ahead 2-0 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Both coaches stress rebounding. The Yellow Jackets, multiple possessions. Looks in that possession to come up with an offensive stick-back bucket by Stockton. Her first 2 points of the game, again, averaging 18 points a game and nearly 9 rebounds for the Findlay-bound senior.
The basketball is Washburn. Washburn gives it up while being worked around here by the Aviators. Back over to Washburn. Washburn trying to go on the inside, gets the exchange over there. On the inside to the basket. Loses the basketball. It's going to stay with the Aviators there off of Smith. 2-0 City, 6:35 to go here in the first quarter. Smith with the basketball. Smith gets a ball screen. Smith looking on the inside. Try to get a little screen and roll. Shots wide off the mark. Clark with the rebound.
Nice pass, just a little strong in the attempt as Dady couldn't get the nice pass to drop down, or a missed shot for the Aviators.
Stockton on the inside. Shot is good. Allie Stockton with 4 quick points here for the Yellow Jackets.
Stockton can do it all. She likes to dribble, can shoot off the dribble, and is very strong. Already 2 for 3 in the game tonight for 4 points.
Ball kicked out. 3-point shot. Up, clanks off the iron. Scully with the rebound. And Sammy Bardinero is getting face guarded by the Sidney Yellow Jackets as the the Aviators, the purple and gold, fall back in that zone. These teams split their contest last year. Sidney won 60-36 in the first contest, and the Aviators won 41-39. And that's on Lexi Brewer, the foul there. Brewer missed most of last season due to an ACL tear.
Yeah, she missed, and then Reagan Clark had to sit out the final half of the year because of the transfer rules. So a couple of those girls getting some full-time, hopefully season action tonight or this season. And you mentioned last year these teams split. Overall, this is the 90th meeting between these two squads. Sidney owns a one-game lead at 45-44.
Deep three, wide off the mark. Sidney pushing the break. Stockton up ahead. Vortimark cannot corral it. It'll be a Sidney turnover.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Yellow Jackets, who have come out shooting very well, 2 of 4. But the turnovers have taken now a couple opportunities away for them to score. And you look on the other side of the court on the right side, the Aviators, 4 possessions, 4 shots, no offensive rebounds. So it's been one and done on the Aviators on their offensive attempts. A good job defensively. And there's going to be the second foul already for Lexi Brewer.
It's just a bad foul right there.
Yes, you can't. She should have known better is what you're saying, and you just can't do that out that far, and she's going to be substituted by Khalees McNeil, number 22, a 5'10 sophomore.
Yeah, Khalees McNeil, really kind of a defensive presence, especially on that block. She's going to get the assignment of Bardonero now. She's kind of more of an interior defender, but she's going to have to play out on the wing here, so let's see how Vandalia Butler takes advantage of it. Bardonero on the inside, shot's no good. She gets her own rebound, takes it back out to the perimeter. Bardonero spins, takes a shot, and fouled by Khalees McNeil.
McNeil did everything right, just got a little bit too close and made obvious contact, but I just mentioned how the Aviators had not had any second chance looks, and this next trip down, they get one off Bardonero. She will be at the foul line. She's 18 of 23 on the season, just under 80% free throw shooter.
Bardonero gets the Aviators on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, 4-1. Bardonero dips the knees, fires, and hits it. She's got 2 now as they cut the lead in half.
20-point game score is Bardonero, also 3 rebounds a game, and averages 2 steals per contest in this young season. Both teams in their 6th game.
And another turnover there for the Jackets.
3 in a row, I believe. 3 for sure. I'm pretty sure they've all been in successive possessions.
Bardonero walks it up. Khalees McNeil getting the assignment now. As they kind of go away from the face guarding.
You mentioned McNeil now guarding Bardonero, and McNeil, usually an interior presence. She averages almost 9 rebounds a game, but now she's going to be pulled away from the bucket and asked to guard a very athletic Bardonero.
Nice straight-up defense there by Reagan Clark as the shot by Dady off the line. Vortimark brings it up quickly over to Scully. Scully getting over wide open over to Stockton. What it looks like maybe a matchup zone here for Butler. Shot no good by Stockton on the inside as Sidney's gone a little cold here on the offensive end.
But at least they got a shot off. They had 3 possessions where they had not got an opportunity due to a turnover.
Shot no good. Stockton flies in for the rebound. Stockton quickly up ahead trying to dissect the Butler defense. Gets through the lane and scores and 1 for Allie Stockton. A great start for the senior.
She likes to take it to the basket. Did I mention she is strong? So she took contact. It was a good call. Kissed it off the glass, gave the ball a great chance to go in. She scores her 6th point. And will hit now free throw attempts here. She's 6 of 12 on the season.
And averaging around 16 points a game. She has a chance to possibly become the program's all-time leading scorer this year and trying to overtake 2017 grad Selena Taborn, who played at Furman University. And Butler as well, Butler University. Noelle Smith on the inside, kisses it off the glass, and Noelle Smith gets in the box score.
She's her 2nd leading scorer on the season, 10.4 points a game for the 5'5 sophomore. Nice move there off dribble, tough to stop. And again, in close, she used the bank board for a nice soft shot, and it drops in for her first bucket.
And Stockton trying to direct Sidney where to go for Reagan Clark particularly. As they inbound the basketball, it's Scully with it. Scully, the sophomore, gets it over left side, over to Allie Stockton. Stockton to Vortimark. Vortimark to Scully. Over to Khalees McNeil to Reagan Clark. Clark takes the long 2 and just clanks off the iron. McNeil trying to stick with it, and it'll be a foul against number 20, Ayla Washburn.
Washburn will pick up her 2nd foul. She and Brewer for the Yellow Jackets, each with 2 fouls.
And this Butler team, very young. The only senior is Sammy Bardonero. All the rest of them are juniors and sophomores.
That foul went against Butler, but it was McNeil with the offensive rebound.
Scully hits the three. Jordan Scully with her first bucket.
That's her 10th made triple of the season. She's now 10 of 34 from three-point range, but again, that came as a result of McNeil getting the offensive rebound.
Shot no good. Just coming off the bench is number 44, Hannah Williams.
Another rebound for McNeil here. Back-to-back boards for her in successive possessions.
Stockton over to Scully. 2:40 in the first quarter left. Sidney had 9-4 in the first National Bank Think First scoreboard. It's a steal. Up ahead, it's Bardinero. Bardinero to the basket. Oh, no good. Khalees McNeil with the rebound. Quickly up ahead is Stockton, pushing the tempo. Vortemark in transition, hits a brick wall, and she walked.
5 first quarter turnovers for the Yellow Jackets. So that's hampered their offensive production. They still lead by 5, and the Aviators have yet to turn the ball over. Although the Aviators having trouble scoring from the field, just the 1 field goal and 2 free throws.
Bardinero gets right around McNeil. Teardrop shot off the iron. No good. McNeil with the rebound, kind of like a deer in headlights. She's got a 4-on-1 situation. Bardinero gets a nice steal.
Yes, a good hustle play from behind. Not only to knock it away, save it, tip it back in.
And she walked.
Yep, tough break as they trying to get some rhythm points, and Bardinero would have been able. She made the shot but traveled beforehand, but that's already McNeil's 4th rebound.
Yeah.
Like she came in off the bench this year, averaging, I said maybe 9. It's just under 7 rebounds a game for McNeil.
Bardinero didn't think she traveled. That was the thing clear to about everyone in the gymnasium that she did. Takes away, wipes away what would have been a three-pointer for her.
But anymore, the way people catch and kind of step into their shots, I've kind of, I don't know, confused myself on what's a travel.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I don't know, it's changed.
Stockton puts it in. Allie Stockton, 8 first quarter points for the senior leader.
4 for 6 from the field. Very good offensive field goal percentage for Stockton here in the first quarter.
Bardinero to the basket, offline. Shot up and good on the inside by Lauren Dady.
Well, they needed a hoop, Brandon, and they get a rare offensive rebound, and they take advantage of it. And Dady now, her first bucket, she's 1 of 5 from the field.
Coach Foster tapping his head. Scully gets the basketball. It's a screen. Stockton rolls to the basket on the inside. Nice design on the screen and roll to Allie Stockton. She's got 10 in the first quarter.
She set a solid legal screen up top, and that's why her strength helps. She can set a solid screen and then was able to get the ball, shift her feet a little bit, get around some traffic, and kiss it off the glass. Good use of the bank board.
Bardinero shot blocked by Khalees McNeil. Back out to Bardinero. Bardinero, Euro step on the inside, blocked. They're going to call it a jump ball, and it'll stay with the purple and gold.
Pretty good defensive plays by McNeil, and then Stockton against the very athletic, talented Bardinero. Have you got to be thinking now she's missed some shots off the dribble. Things not going well for her. Things are going well for Stockton, but Bardinero's got to make sure she doesn't lose her confidence.
Shot no good on the inside. Reagan Clark with the rebound. Scully up ahead across the timeline as Coach Foster shouting out some instructions. Looks like they're running a little variation of the play they did earlier. Clark misses on the inside, follows up again, in and out. Tough break there for the Jackets. Quickly up ahead, 10 seconds left here for the Aviators. It's Natalie Harris who's in the lineup, gets the basketball on the inside. Shot is no good for Dady, but she'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, the 6'2" junior found an advantage here. She went up against Allie Stockton at 5'9" behind her, and they gave her a good pass, and Stockton just too much body contact. And Dady picks up the first foul against Stockton, has 2 free throws here. 8 of 16 from the free throw line.
And Dady misses the first free throw. 5 seconds left, 13-6 Jackets.
Dady's 1 of 6 from the field. Having a rough start here. She's had some good looks. Did score the offensive putback for her only bucket and misses both free throws.
Shots no good. Clark up ahead quickly to Stockton. Stockton to Scully. To Stockton at the horn, and no good. 13-6, Sidney ahead of Vandalia Butler in this key Miami Valley League showdown. We'll step aside, come back with the second quarter of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity girls basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 and HD on Channel 503. Catch the replays of this game Friday, December 16th at 7 p.m. or Sunday, December 18th at 9 p.m. You can also watch more on demand through YouTube, Facebook, at nktelco.com/sports. So after one quarter of play, 13-6 Sidney, and Allie Stockton a big first quarter with 10 points.
She went 5 for 8 from the field for her 10 points. And as a team, she did a lot of the scoring. She creates a turnover, and that's kind of hurt the Yellow Jackets. That's now their 7th turnover here in the first half. 6 in the first quarter. The Aviators just with 1 turnover.
Shot from the corner, no good there for Hannah Williams. Bardonero gets it deep 3, good rotation. Shot didn't fall. Stockton looking to push the break up ahead to Khalees McNeil, just too high. Had to get a ladder to get that one.
Well, the Yellow Jackets, 6 first quarter turnovers, 2 already here in the second. That's 8 in the game compared to 1 for the Aviators. Yellow Jackets first quarter shooting 6 of 13 from the field. Aviators just 2 of 14. So even though they took care of the basketball, couldn't get their shots to drop. Did score a bucket off an offensive rebound, but other than that, it was tough sledding for the Aviators.
Shot no good on the inside there for Noelle Smith. And deep threes canned.
Kimora Johnson with the bucket.
Johnson, I was going to say Kimora Johnson. I was looking for her on here.
She's a junior, and that's her first made triple of the season. She came in 0 for 4 from the three-point line, now 1 of 5, but a big bucket off the bench for her.
Kimora Johnson with a big 3, 16-6 Sidney in the corner. Butler just struggling to shoot from the outside. Johnson did not go after the basketball. Didn't realize it. I think it was tipped off Stockton, but it'll be Butler basketball.
I thought the same thing. I thought, good move, leave it go, but evidently Stockton was the last one to touch it. Yep. Stockton takes a break. She sits down with the 10 points.
Again, Lexi Brewer picked up 2 quick fouls. She really had the assignment on Sammy Bardonero. Yeah, ball kicked by Clark. It'll stay with the Aviators. That's another substitution coming back in the lineup. It's Natalie Shaneher.
Aviators have definitely got some shots off. They only have the 1 turnover. They just have not been able to find the shooting touch, and they've had some good looks. Bardonero's had some nice drive to the bucket, some like float, teardrop shots, if you will, just have not been able to find the bottom of the net.
Bardonero to the basket, off-balance shot, and she puts it in. Bardonero with 4 points now.
She's now 1 of 7 from the field, so it's been a tough task for her to get on track. She's been given some special defensive attention, as you mentioned, but able to get a tough shot there to drop in an athletic play.
Khalees McNeil gets tied up in there, and Larkin Vordemark to get tied up on the pass there. And
another turnover.
Yep, another turnover, yeah. The struggle to take care of the basketball. And like I said, Butler just has not hit those outside shots. They're giving up that outside shot.
They haven't hit the inside ones either. I mean, Dady's had some nice looks on the inside. She's a 6'2 junior, and Bardonero's had some moves going to the bucket. Nothing's dropping. They've had some decent looks, although it's been pressured. There's shots that probably, if they get the rhythm, they start dropping. You know, they can be very dangerous. But this is about the 6th or 7th time we've seen Bardonero just weave through the defense.
Yeah. And the Jackets bring back in Lexi Brewer. Brewer all the way to the basket says, here's how we do it at Sidney. And Lexi Brewer gets in the box score 18-8.
She played very few minutes in the first half with the 2 fouls. Good to see her come up. And yes, she kind of did what the Aviators have been struggling to do, and that's weave through the defense and create a bucket.
Brewer with another steal. Bardonero with the foul, and it rolls around the basket.
Bardonero thought she was there ready to take a charge possibly, but the contact, it's tough when the contact's not straight on.
Yeah.
Even though, to me, it looked like Bardonero was kind of standing there doing nothing, just trying to take a charge. But the foul goes against her first, and free throws for Lexi Brewer.
Brewer nails the first one. Again, playing with those 2 fouls, she comes in, she makes a couple nice high-energy plays like she usually does.
Yeah, good point. You know, she picked up that first one pretty right after the tip. That had the kind of dumb foul, if you will, out at near midcourt. But if that's a charge, that's 3 fouls. She probably goes right back to the bench.
She splits the pair from the line, and it's going to be Aviator basketball. So 19-8, Sidney over Butler on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coverman and Jeff Hinchin giving you this Miami Valley League showdown on NKTelco Sports. Johnston in the backcourt going against Noelle Smith. Noelle Smith brings up in the forecourt. Smith trying to drive it to the corner on the exchange and give it on the inside. Try to give it to Hannah Williams. On the inside, it's going to be 3 seconds in the lane there on Dady.
Yeah, tough break. Nothing's going right for the purple and yellow. They took care of the ball. I mean, Sidney really put some defensive pressure on them. They were able to break it down, and right when they did, Dady gets called for the 3-second violation, and if she could have got out, got back in, she probably scores easy bucket.
Brewer with the basketball. Brewer gives it back up to Scully in the corner. Stockton going to fire a 3. It's off the mark. And cooling down a bit from that red-hot first quarter that she had. It's going to be Sidney basketball. Must have tipped off Noelle Smith at the end there.
Another possession here. Sidney did convert on offensive rebounds in the first quarter, getting 5 points off multiple looks. So they did a nice job converting their multiple opportunities, and will have another chance here in this possession following the Stockton 3-point missed shot.
Brewer with the basketball at the Sidney logo. Brewer trying to direct the offense, and Coach Jamal Foster wants a 30-second timeout. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. And I'd like to thank our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports. They are Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and the St. Henry Bank. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Think First. Our timeout sponsors brought to you by Precision Strip. Starting lineups brought to you by Emerson Copeland. And our play of the game, which Jeff and I will select at the end of this game from Sidney, is brought to you, as always, by NKTelco. So coming out of this Precision Strip timeout, Sidney 19-8. Again, we said it's a highly anticipated matchup. You know, Vandalia Butler 5-0. Sidney 3-2. They're both undefeated, both at the top portion of the Miami Valley League. We know it's split in two. Butler leads in the Miami portion. Sidney leads in the Valley Division, so this is a really good preview of two of the better teams in this league.
You're correct. And it's already, like I said, there's 6 games, so 6 of 22. I mean, it's not half over, but there's another Yellow Jacket turnover. The 4th of the quarter, 10th of the game. Good job by Johnson, it looks like, coming back and slowing down that transition offense.
Again, the first home game here for Sidney. We'll have all the Sidney girls and boys games here for you on NKTelco Sports this year.
Ooh, nice pass, good pick and roll.
And wide open is Dady. She gets her 4th point, tying her for Bardonero for the team high.
Well, they got Sidney tied up there, and they didn't switch well or something, but Dady had a golden opportunity, an easy bucket for her.
Johnson in the corner fires another 3, too strong. And Stockton might have got away with an over-the-back call.
That would have been her second.
Noelle Smith, left wing, fires that 3 ball, just not falling for Butler. Stockton brings it up. Stockton trying to dissect the floor. Gives over to Scully on that right wing. Over to Johnson. Johnson tries to go on the inside. Tries to go along the tightrope. Gives it over to Stockton. Her shot's no good. Falls down to Brewer in the lane. Right place, right time. And Lexi Brewer piecing together a really nice second quarter.
Yeah, she's made up for the lack of, if you will, time she got to play in the first quarter. Long 2-point shot by Bardonero. But Brewer, that's their now 7th point coming off offensive rebound, second chance points. And
second foul on Lauren Dady. It's going to be the 15th foul against Butler, 4 against Sidney. And Dady tied with Bardonero for the team high with 4 points so far. 3:13 to go till halftime. 21-10 Sidney on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. A brand new scoreboard here at Sidney High School. Very nice looking.
Yeah, they've really begun to each year do something like different here to improve it or to
modernize
let's just say
it.
Clean it up. And
yeah.
They also have new basketball, bank boards or the support, if you will. They don't have that 4 or multiple look posts that hold up the bank boards. Now just that one support there right in the middle, and new glass and new supports for that. The scoreboards are new. A couple years ago it was air conditioning. Paint job was done years before that, so it's really getting better, and I understand next year we'll have new bleachers as well.
Yeah.
And a new floor. So
it'll be very nice. A lot of girls' sectional games get played on here, Division IV, so that's another reason. As been here for a lot of high school tournament games as well, so very nice to hear here at Sidney High School. And again, 21-10 with 2:40 to go to the halftime break. It looks like a zone out of bounds defense here. Kimora Johnson with the ball, goes right side to Scully. Scully back over to Johnson. 3-2 zone here from Butler on the inside to Vordemark. Vordemark spins to the basket. Shot is blocked. Rebound goes down to Hannah Williams. Williams trying to run the break on the right side. Kicks it out and walked. Shuffled the feet there. Did number 4, Natalie Harris.
That's her 4th turnover for the Aviators in this quarter. 5 in the game. The Yellow Jackets have had 5 in a quarter, 6 in the first quarter, so they have 11. So Sidney has continued to turn the ball over. Luckily for the Yellow Jackets, they've been able to make some shots and convert on their second chance opportunities.
Brewer trying to go on the inside, reverses course out to Scully. Scully back out to Johnson on the left side. Back out to Brewer. 2:05 to go, first half. Vordemark wide open three-pointer off the mark. Rebound falls down to Williams. Noelle Smith with the basketball, gets it back up to Bardinero. Bardinero driving on the inside. Teardrop shot, rattles out. Williams tries to put it back in, no good, and Brewer will bring it down.
Another good drive by Bardinero, but again, it doesn't drop. She's had a handful of those similar attempts and has just not been able to get her rhythm.
Reagan Clark, nice seal on the inside, and Reagan Clark, the senior transfer over from Jackson Center, scores.
Her first bucket of the game, now 1 of 4 shooting from the field, but a beautiful pass to get Clark the action.
A lot of play by Noelle Smith, kissing that off the glass, getting contact and one.
It was a battle of deuces there. Noelle Smith for the Aviators going against Kimora Johnson for the Yellow Jackets, and it was Smith, the yellow number 2, getting the advantage against number 2 in the Yellow Jackets with a bucket and a foul.
And Johnson with her first, it's the team's 5th. Noelle Smith, again, he said second on team in scoring as Stockton pulls down the rebound. 4 points for Noelle Smith. There's 4 for Lauren Dady and 4 for Sammy Bardinero. Scully gets the basketball, makes a nice move.
But 3-second violation.
Okay.
They had some help. The Aviators bench coaches saw that when Vordemark got it, she was already in the paint. And she didn't do anything with it. She didn't really get out. And about that time, it's an automatic. They let her go for another second or 2, and finally they blew the whistle. That's 6 turnovers here in a quarter for the Yellow Jackets, 12 in the game.
Ball goes over to Hannah Williams. Williams in the short corner. He's trying to make a move. Loses the basketball, kicks out Noelle Smith. Fires a deep 3, got it. Nothing but net for Noelle Smith, and Butler back within 8.
Good job there. I believe it was a nice pass from number 44, Williams, and Smith was open, ready, and made her 7th point of the game.
Butler offense picking up a bit here in the second quarter, and they get a steal. They're still trying to push it up ahead to Noelle Smith. Cross-court pass, Williams over to Bardinero. Bardinero on the inside. Off-balance shot, no good. Nice defense on the inside by Sidney to cause some pressure, and there's a travel. Noelle Smith applied some delayed pressure and caused Khalees McNeil to travel. And we got a timeout here by Coach Molly Bardinero. It's a full timeout. All timeouts this year brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll take it with them. 23-15, Sidney ahead of Butler near the halftime break on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Coming out the precision strip timeout, the Sidney Yellow Jackets lead the Vandalia Butler Aviators 23-15, and it was all Sidney there for a while, Jeff, and Butler crawling back in this ball game.
Well, the Yellow Jackets just needed to take better care of the basketball, and they're keeping the Aviators in the ball game by not being able to expand the lead because of the turnovers, and the Aviators getting a little bit more offense. Noelle Smith has helped out a bunch here, 5 quick points from her recently, but the Yellow Jackets got a bit of an attention, I think, during that timeout. I think Coach Foster was talking to them, and they kind of came out. They had a very stern look on their face. There wasn't any, let's say, joking around. I think they realized they've got to tighten it up here, let their defense maybe create some offense and do something in transition without turning the ball over.
Yeah, you get tipped. There's 6.6 seconds on the clock for the Aviators to get something here as they crawl within 8 by trailing as much as by 13 and get a substitution quickly in the lineup. Natalie Harris going to come back in before the beginning of the play. Harris going to come in for Natalie Shaneher. Bardinero gets the ball tipped away, and they're going to call a foul on Khalees McNeil.
That'll be her second foul.
Yep, and they had one to give, so now if there's a foul in this last 5.7 seconds left, Butler can shoot free throws. So again, a foul, just a few seconds before half, you feel more comfortable if McNeil had one foul going into the halftime break, but she has 2 nonetheless. Into Williams, back to Bardinero. Bardinero with the basketball, ripping through, and that's another foul. Oh, no, they're going to call a travel.
Again, I've seen, I don't know, I have a tough time figuring it out what is and what isn't a travel, and she tried to obviously create, and Yellow Jackets didn't give her a crease, which made it look a little awkward.
Scully back over to Stockton. Stockton can't get anything off at the horn, and we're at the halftime break. Sidney ahead of Butler 23-15. We'll take a break, come back with our first half stats and recap, and bring in the second half of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the Internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an Internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza. Come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here in NKTelco Sports, coming out the halftime break, the Sidney Yellow Jackets lead the Vandalia Butler Aviators. Here with our first half stats, Mr. Jeff Hinchin.
Thank you, Brandon. And in the first half, the Aviators of Vandalia Butler shot just 21% from the field. That did not help their cause. Probably lucky they were only down by 8 points. They were 6 of 28 from the field. They were 5 of 22 from two-point range, 1 of 6 from three-point range, a total of 6 of 28, just 21%. Sidney, on the other hand, shot a very good 45%. They were 10 of 22, and again, that's a very good percentage, 8 of 17 from two-point range, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. Neither team shot very many free throws, and nor did they shoot a great percentage. Vandalia Butler 2 of 5 from the charity stripe. Yellow Jackets of Sidney 1 of 3. Rebounding, the Aviators hauled down 13 rebounds. 7 of those were offensive rebounds that they were able to earn 2 points on second chance. Yellow Jackets pulled down 23 rebounds. 6 of those were offensive, and they converted those 6 offensive rebounds into 7 points. So when the Yellow Jackets didn't turn the ball over, Brandon, they either made their shots or probably rebounded the ones they didn't and were able to kind of stick them back. But the turnovers for the Yellow Jackets, 14 of them in the first half. That has kept, make it 15. That has kept the Aviators in this ballgame. I believe you said they trailed by as many as 13, and now have it down to 8.
Aviators get a turnover here and start the second half. Dady's shot on the inside, no good as she goes over the left shoulder. Vortemark up over to Scully. Scully back over to Brewer. Brewer with 2 fouls quickly in that first half. Back over to Stockton. Stockton had 10 points all in that first quarter.
She's only playing double figures. She has 10. Brewer with 5 to lead the Yellow Jackets. 2 apiece from Clark, 3 from Johnson, and 3 from Jordan Scully.
Brewer in the lane, shot no good. Rebound comes down to the Aviators, to Ayla Washburn. Washburn brings it up over the timeline, scoots back towards the Sidney logo.
Noelle Smith, number 2, here in the left wing, led the Aviators with 7 points.
And Butler got away with a double dribble according to Jamal Foster. Doesn't matter. Sidney gets a defensive stand.
Smith for the Aviators with 7 of 4 apiece from Dady and 4 from Bardnero, who again averaging 20 points a game, well under her average, but I don't think it takes her much to get her offense rolling. She's had a number of shots that she's taken and just not been able to find the scoring column yet.
Sammy Bardnero going to have a foul there.
Her second.
Markin Vortemark takes the jump shot, no good. Rebound down to the Aviators. Noelle Smith, left side. Smith trying to get on the inside. Smith goes on the inside. And that ball's ripped away by Vortemark. Scrum on the floor for it. Jump ball arrow favors the Aviators.
Well, Vortemark, I know when we did her games last year, I used to have a bet with myself how many times she'd be on the floor.
Yeah.
Saw her play soccer this year, same thing.
Yeah.
She's all over the place, and she doesn't get the turnover here, but does force the held ball possession.
Shot on the inside, good by Dady. And Dady's got 6 points to lead the Aviators.
She's her 3rd leading scorer on the team at 10 points a game. And she's had a rough night shooting, but does get a bucket that trip to cut the lead to 6.
23-16. Offense stalling a little bit for Sidney. They need a bucket here big time. Vortemark throws up a wild shot.
I don't know if it was wild. It was a reverse layup and kind of a tough shot. I mean,
good way of putting it.
But she was strong with it, so it looked like a wild shot. But you're right. The offense has struggled here as of late.
Bardnero on the inside. Teardrop kisses it off the glass. Sammy Bardnero gets her team within 4. It's 23-19. Sidney on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
And that's the kind of shot that wasn't dropping for her in the first half. She shot a number of them. She was 1 of 11. She got 11 shots off in the first half. Only made 1 field goal, but that type of shot was part of her arsenal in the first half. If those start dropping, that's a tough stop for a Sidney defender. Another turnover.
Yeah, nice play there by Vandalia Butler to get the turnover. Washburn to the basket, and a high percentage shot missed. Dady throws it off the head of Scully there. It's going to stay with the Butler Aviators. We got a timeout by Coach Jamal Foster. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'd like to remind you that our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports are the following. They are Keeble Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, the Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, and NKTelco are keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. This timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. Starting lineup brought to you by Emerson Copeland. Our player of the game is brought to you by NKTelco. Also, some other sponsors, Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Gilsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and the St. Henry Bank. Would like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or High Def on Channel 503. You can catch the replay of this game Friday, December 16th at 5 p.m. and Sunday, December 18th at 7 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And again, we'll have all Sidney home games, both boys and girls, this year on NKTelco Sports. My name is Brandon Coburn, along with Jeff Hinchin. 4:52 to go in the third quarter, 23-19, Sidney over Butler. But Sidney offense kind of gone cold, Jeff.
Yeah, the last measurement I have is Smith fires a three. That would have been huge. Offensive rebound.
Dady goes up and under, and it just falls out.
But you talk about the Yellow Jacket offense. At the 4:29 mark of the first quarter, they had 19 points. We're almost at the 4:29 mark here of the third. So let's say 8 minutes of action, game action. They've scored 4 points. So, yes, their offense has struggled. Number 4, Vordemark right here, can't quite break that spell either.
She gets a foul, a frustration foul in the backcourt away from the basket. That'll be the first team foul on the Jackets this second half with 4:22 to go here in the third quarter.
And at that same time frame, at the 4:29 mark of the second quarter, Vandalia Butler had 8 points, so now they've scored 11. So 11-4 run and about 8 minutes of game action. The final 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes here of this second half. 11-4 run by the Aviators.
Smith, shot's no good, but she's fouled and will shoot 2. Again, so he's not scored this second quarter, and we're about halfway through it. And yeah, that hot start offensively from Stockton. She has not scored since, and that's Stockton's second.
Yeah, she had 10 points in the first quarter. She was just 2 shots in the second quarter, a 3 and a 2, missed both of them. But Smith here at the line, she's the one that kind of jump-started, I think, the Butler Aviator offense. She scored a 2-point bucket and then a 3-pointer late in that second quarter to help jump-start their offense because they had been shooting poorly. But those 5 points really helped the Aviators stay close, and her free throws here get them closer.
And only 3 Aviators have scored: Bardenero, Dady, and Noelle Smith. And Sidney in an offensive drought right now in this key Miami Valley League showdown. Reagan Clark on the inside. Clark, step back, shot no good. Dady pulls down the rebound. Bardenero with the basketball.
Good looking move by Clark, and it was right on the money, just a bit strong, but tough shot, like you said, a turnaround jumper.
Bardenero on the inside, fouled. Shot does not fall, but she'll get 2 free throws. And it's the second team foul on the Jackets. And just kind of an offensively frustrating quarter for Coach Jamal Foster's squad.
Three fouls on Brewer.
Foster in his 4th season at the head of his alma mater, 2007 graduate of Sidney High School. As Kimora Johnson going to come in for Lexi Brewer.
Bardenero, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. A very good free throw shooter on a season, just under 80%. Make that now 4 for 4. She now has 8 points, and she's doubled up her first half output. And again, I think she can get in a rhythm here, can be unconscious and really light up the scoreboard.
It was a 13-0 Butler run into that bucket right there by Reagan Clark. And Sidney gets the lead back at 25-23 in the First National Bank first scoreboard.
Good looking shot by Clark. It was a tough angle, no glass, and she's able to knock it down.
Sidney looking for a little rhythm, a little tempo. Stockton in the lane, and we say they're struggling to score, and they get 4 points in a click of a finger.
Yeah, you have to have a short memory. It isn't always going to be easy. You're going to have droughts. You just got to make sure those droughts don't go long. You can't worry about it because you can turn it around pretty quick, just like they did there. Back-to-back buckets within about the past 35 seconds of action. And
yeah, you're right. And Smith fouled on the floor.
Vortemark, her second foul.
Khalees McNeil back in the lineup. We saw McNeil really kind of have that assignment on Bardenero, and she will match up with her. Basketball inbounded, teardrop by Noel. Shot no good. Noel Smith, shot no good. Clark gets the rebound. Stockton pushing the break up ahead to Khalees McNeil. McNeil in the lane. A little out of control. Shot's no good. There's a jump ball. Arrow favors the Jackets.
Nice job by Stockton tying it up. Again, it was a tough move. McNeil not really known for her offense too much. She averages 4 points a game, or this year just over 2 points a game, I should say. Tried to do a kind of a step through. Couldn't get it accomplished. But Clark, big buckets here for her in the third quarter. Points 4 and 6. For her coming here in the third quarter.
Sidney responds to a 13-0 Butler run with the 6-0 run of their own. 29-23, they're ahead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard thanks to a couple buckets from Reagan Clark and one from Allie Stockton. And Bardenero loses it in the lane. Nice defense on the interior by the Jackets.
She continues to try to weave through the Sidney defense, and they've held their own and made it very difficult for her to get good-looking shots. She's had to really work at them and almost, I won't call them circus shots, but really kind of throw up some off-balance shots that she's capable of hitting, but it's not been easy for her. She's not been able to cut through those defenders and get good quality shots. So she's had to really work for her points, gets a turnover on the last possession, the first of the quarter for the Aviators.
Stockton calling for the basketball, drives on the inside, short corner, shot no good. Stockton rebound, follows it up too hard. Khalees McNeil deflects off her hand, and it'll go the way of the Aviators. They'll bring the basketball up the floor. Noel Smith with the ball. Second leading scorer on this team goes behind the back. Sidney showing some pressure. Smith gets the ball up. Williams on the inside to Harris. Back out Harris with Williams to Smith. Kimora Johnson gets a hand on it, stays in bounds. 3-on-2 fast break. Johnson to the basket and one. Circus style shot for Kimora Johnson. Drew the body contact and has a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
A lot of good things there by number 2, Kimora Johnson. The steal, I really thought it was going out of bounds.
Yeah.
She flat out got to the sideline, grabbed it, and then took off and drew contact, and when in doubt on a whistle, throw it up in the air, and she did just that. Big bucket by Johnson. She completes a three-point play. She now has 6 in the game off the bench for the 5'4 junior.
A 9-0 Sidney run after Butler tied it up at 23.
Well, Johnson is fast too. They can their defense now kind of making a statement here. They really put some pressure on the Aviators. 30-second timeout for Butler.
Timeout by Coach Molly Bardenero will step aside. 1:27 to go in the third quarter. Sidney 32, Butler 23. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back here on NKTelco Sports. 1:27 to go in the third quarter. Our score, Sidney 32, Butler 23. And Jeff, like you said, it was a 13-0 Butler run. They tied it up, but ever since, Sidney on a 9-0 run.
Yeah, give credit to Reagan Clark, hit a couple baseline jumpers or mid-range jumpers. Kimura Johnson, the last trip down, had a great steal and score and a three-point play, and Stockton in between there hit a two-point bucket. But, yeah, the offense, after struggling so far, we just talked about it. Went about 8 minutes, was only scoring 4 points, and then about the next 2+ minutes, they score almost 9 or so. And I think their defense is really getting more fired up now. They're using their team speed to make it a lot more difficult on the Aviators.
I think I read the lips out of Allie Stockton at that time. She said, "I want the ball." And I think she said she wants to take over this game for the Jackets. It's Bardinero with the ball in left wing, guarded tightly by Khalees McNeil.
Whoa, charge.
And there's a charge on
Johnson
the side.
Takes it. Boy, Johnson's done a heck of a job and held her ground and draws the third foul against Bardinero. Boy, good play by Johnson. She's had that's a spark you like to have. Again, she's not even a starter. She'll play a lot of minutes, but when you can bring someone off the bench.
I have to come and talk with Coach Molly Bardinero. Some substitutions in the ball game. I don't know if you caught any wind of that conversation at all.
I caught nothing. I have no idea what he was. Kind of a, I don't know if he saw something or heard something or just wanted to, who knows, but not a bad
play
deal.
on.
Yeah, I mean, and you warn them or you give them a warning so you don't have to call a technical and embarrass people and do all that stuff. Have no idea what the conversation was, but they play on.
Clark, corner, 3 off the mark. It's off Khalees McNeil to go the way of the Aviators.
Clark was feeling it. She'd hit a couple mid-range jumpers. That one was a three-pointer. Not for sure. I don't think she's made any this season. Didn't have it marked down, but it would have been a huge, coach, I'm feeling it, let me shoot it. And that one was off the mark, though.
Backdoor cut. Washburn on the inside, off the mark. Scully with the basketball, pushes up ahead to Stockton. Stockton catches and fires from the corner. Too much. And who's it off of? It's going to stay with the home team, the Sidney Yellow Jackets.
Another offensive look here. Chance for them to kind of capitalize on that errant shot and put some points on the board in the final 23 seconds of the quarter.
Ball into Kimura Johnson. Johnson on the inside. Shot short. And Williams tracks it down. Butler has a fast break. Up ahead to Noelle Smith. Smith behind the three-point line. Wild shot affected by the hand of Khalees McNeil coming in late. If, Noelle Smith shot fakes, takes a dribble, takes a step back, she'd had a clean shot. But she kind of anticipated the pressure of Khalees McNeil coming.
Yep, the defensive pressure, forces that errant shot, and you just never get up. You keep putting pressure. People don't like to have people around them when they shoot. I mean, it's no fun. And the more pressure you put on them, the more difficult it can be.
Scully with the basketball. Three-pointer off the mark. Rebound to Stockton. Tries to put it up with the horn. Blocked. And it's not going to matter. The ball would have stayed with Sidney, but it'll be a 32-23 advantage for the Sidney Yellow Jackets going into the fourth quarter, as the Rolling Stones will take us into our break here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Back here on NKTelco Sports, beginning of the fourth quarter of action here between the Sidney Yellow Jackets and the Vandalia Butler Aviators. Our score, Sidney 32, Butler 23. And Sammy Bardinero cannot corral the basketball. And what a start to the fourth quarter for Sidney. They get it's a mental mistake for the Aviators to start the fourth quarter.
Tough break for them as after Sidney had kind of started the third quarter the same way. It was a couple of turnovers. Took them a while to get scoring, but boy, they score a lot of their offense. 9 of their points coming in the second half as they commit a turnover there. But the Yellow Jackets get 9 points in the third quarter. A lot of those came with about the final 3.5, 4 minutes of action. So they were stagnant for a while, got things rolling, and got a real nice spark plug from number 2, Kimora Johnson. Had just 3 points in the quarter, but boy, made some nice plays defensively and helped spark the offense as well as Reagan Clark.
Noelle Smith on the inside. Little one-handed floater in the lane. Falls for Noelle Smith.
She is 11. She averages 10.4 on the season.
Yeah, they might be saying we'll give Noelle Smith some more points, but try to take it out of the hands of Bardinero. I'll let her take over the game, and they've contained her to 8 points under a season average of 20. And Vandalia Butler undefeated on this season. Sidney trying to change that. Sidney trying to go to 4-2 on the season. Stockton short in the lane. Gets that 2 right back. And Allie Stockton's got a game-high 14. Bardinero left side. Trying to get around McNeil. Kicks it out. Noelle Smith. Smith on the inside. Over to Williams. Left all alone. Shot no good. And it falls in the hands of Scully. Up ahead, Stockton. Stockton shot fakes on the inside. Splits the defense over to Clark in the lane. Got it to go. The assist goes to Allie Stockton, but Reagan Clark up to 8 points.
Yeah, she's right above her average now at 7.4, but she's had a nice second half, scoring 6 of those, or 8 in the second half, and found nice space and a beautiful pass from Stockton, who draws a lot of attention when she has the ball. So you know that, so get at a spot where she can see you, and Stockton saw her and gave her the ball in rhythm, and it was an easy 2-all-footer.
And Scully gets right around Bardinero and scores, and we have a timeout by Coach Molly Bardinero. All timeouts are brought to you by Precision Strip this year on NKTelco Sports. We'll take it with them. Sidney 38, Butler 25. We'll be back here next on NKTelco Sports.
We are here. And here. And here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
We're out of the Precision Strip timeout here on NKTelco Sports. 6:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. Sidney 38, Butler 25. Brandon Codeman here along with Jeff Hinchin. And it's been a good game so far. Been a game of runs. Sidney again up ahead 13 with 6:06 to go. And they've really taken control of this ball game.
Well, back to their biggest lead of the game is 13. Last time the Yellow Jackets had that lead, it was whittled down eventually to the Aviators tied it in the third quarter. But since that tie, the Yellow Jackets have really come alive offensively and have been able to convert more on offense and score the ball. They've a perfect 3 for 3 shooting from the field here in the fourth quarter. That's their second turnover, but it's a dead ball turnover. So a lot of their turnovers tonight, and Sidney, I think, has had plenty. They've up to now 18. I don't remember any like live ball turnovers where they led to an easy opportunity.
Buckets,
everything's been like travel or throw the ball out of bounds, and you don't like them, but boy, there's worse ones to have.
Washburn misses on the inside. There's nobody that scored outside the trio of Bardinero, Dady, and Noelle Smith.
Their 3 leading scorers, like you said, have done all the damage for the Aviators.
Clark on the inside is fouled by Shaneher. And Shaneher complaining about the foul, but that was pretty clear on the baseline.
Shaneher, her first foul.
Yeah. Not very happy with that. Clark at the line, 8 points on the night. Dips the East Fires and cannot connect on the first one.
7 of 10 on the season for Reagan Clark, a 6'1 senior coming into the ball game.
Lexi Brewer back in the lineup. Again, you see that brace on her right knee. She tore her ACL about this time last year.
And she only played maybe 4 or 5 games, I think, last year.
Yeah. And Reagan Clark ends up empty from the line. Shaneher tracks down the rebound.
It was when you mentioned Johnson, or Brewer just came in. She replaces Kimora Johnson, and when she came off the floor, I don't know if you heard it, but boy, she got a nice round of applause. I mean, scoring's one thing, what she's done, but she's done a lot of other nice things for the Yellow Jackets tonight.
Washburn's missed a few shots to start this fourth quarter.
0 for 3 from her. She's had some looks, not been able to score.
Stockton to the basket, scores. Sidney with a game-high lead of 15 points, up 40-25 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Speed, quickness, and under control, and she did all those and was able to get a nice on-balance, high-percentage shot to drop.
Dady kisses it off the glass, a much-needed bucket for Butler. She's up to 8 points.
8 points. She averages 10. But now the time, you said 4.5 minutes to go. That becomes the bigger issue because the Aviators need to score in bunches now. And
Stockton drives baseline, is fouled by Shaneher.
Back-to-back personal fouls on Natalie Shaneher, and that'll send Stockton to the line. Stockton over 1 from the free throw line. That was back in the first quarter, trying to complete a 3-point play and was unable to do so. 14 in the game for Stockton, who averages 16.
Stockton cannot connect on the first one.
She's just 6 of 12 from the line this year so far, and now make that 6 of 14. And usually girls that score points, if you will, shoot pretty decent from the foul line because they get there a lot because they're creative, and she gets there, just needs to find the rhythm and the confidence. She hits 1 of 2. She's now 1 of 3 from the free throw line in the ball game, 15 points.
Stockton going to play at Findlay University with a couple local girls we had last year, and Janae Hoing and Ella Mesher, and Khalees McNeil with the steal and the score. Khalees McNeil with her first bucket of the night.
Well, the scoop and the score and the steal by Khalees, and job well done.
Ayla Washburn in the corner to Shaneher. Shaneher driving on the baseline, back out to Dady. Dady on the inside, shot over Clark, no good. Rebound falls down to Stockton. Sidney trying to hand Butler their first loss here. They're 3 minutes and 34 seconds away from it here. Brewer with the basketball. Sidney vigilant of the time here. Can't have stuff like that happen. Just bounced off the hands of Jordan Scully.
5 second half turnovers. The Yellow Jackets had 14 in the first half, so 19 in the ball game. And yep, you got to concentrate and play a full 32 minutes. Sometimes this happen. You can't dwell on, but you have to also understand, when things should happen, and you gotta learn. But yet you can't dwell on it. Don't let it affect your play. Go out and make something positive happen the next time.
And Hannah Williams checks in the lineup for Butler. Bardanero with the basketball. Bardanero dribbles around McNeil. Euro step to the basket, in and out.
Boy, again, I've said it numerous times. She's probably had 5 or 6 of those shots where she gets there and it just does everything but go in. And you have nights like that, but she's a scorer. She's just got to keep going at it. And when those start dropping, look out. Then everything she throws up will go in, and then she's another whole handful to try to contain.
High ball screen, and ball goes to Stockton, back out to Johnson. Johnson on the inside, scoop shot in the lane, no good. Johnson kicks it to McNeil, over to Reagan Clark. Clark with the shot, it's not going to count, but Jamal Foster wanted a timeout. That's why it did not count, and it's a 30-second timeout. And all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. And like we were talking about earlier, like we were alluding to, Jeff, Stockton going to the University of Findlay, going to play with a couple locals, and Ella Mesher, Janae Hoing, who's graduated the last 2 years from Minster. So, a very good program that Allie's going to be at. Seems like we've seen a lot of athletes from, our area, the Shelby, Mercer, Auglaize County area, go up there and play sports, whether it's volleyball or basketball here lately. There's numerous athletes that you can name from our area that plays up at Findlay.
Yeah, I mean, in volleyball, they've got the Holster girl from Fort Loramie and the Pullman girl from Marion Local. And, sometimes it just comes down to, I think, if you want a good girl that's going to work hard, and give you everything and come up with a good mindset and a good attitude and understands how to work, come around this area and just basically pick one of them. I'm not saying that they're all perfect. I'm not saying the people from outside the area aren't, but you got to like your chances when you grab one from around the area and they know what they're getting and the background is good. It's let's work hard. I know I need to work at it, and when things don't go well, don't blame the coach. Look in the mirror and see what I can do to make it better.
I believe a New Knoxville grad, Haley Horseman, coaches at Findlay, right?
She's an assistant coach up there. She graduated there a few years ago, did some time at Bluffton and Tiffin, and then now is assistant coach with Michelle Durand, who was at Ohio Northern for a number of years, took a year off, and Coach Durand is at Findlay as a head coach with Haley Horseman as an assistant.
Shaneher gets the steal a little out of control. Nearly walked to give it up to Williams. Back over to Shaneher, who will shoot in the corner, and she's got it. She's the first Butler Aviator not named Bardenero, Dady, or Noelle Smith to score tonight.
Well, and I believe she picked up the steal. She stole it from Stockton, correct?
Yeah.
So she did a lot there, and she made her third three-pointer of the season. She's now 3 of 6 from that range. Good job by the junior, Shaneher.
The Aviators got a lot of work to do as we're inside 2 minutes. They got to start thinking about when they're going to use some fouls, and Reagan Clark misses it. Bardenero the rebound. So they got to think quickly. Bardenero stops. Probably shouldn't pull the trigger quickly with the way they're down and the way she's been playing. Shot rolls out. It's going to go off Butler to be Sidney basketball. And you got to think, too, when do you start using those fouls, Jeff? You have a couple more. You have one more to give before Sidney gets in the bonus.
Yeah, good point. And last time, though, Clark shot it, which, at some point, when did Sidney pull it out and force you to foul? But Sidney shot it the last time. I know that Johnson went in for a drive. Clark shot the last one. They haven't really sat or pulled it out, so I'm not saying helped the Aviators, but they continue to shoot. So, there's really no need to foul if they're going to shoot and miss. But now the Aviators must connect here. I mean, time is really the main enemy. Just 1:20 to play, down 13.
And again, it's a play like that where Shaneher stopped. She could have pulled the trigger there even.
And she just hit her last 3-point. You'd be like, after hitting your last one, it's like, I'm shooting it as soon as I get across half-court line. Basically, it's going up.
Yeah.
And she hesitated. And I was surprised that she did because of making her last one, knowing, hey, at this point in the game, let's let it fly.
1:05 to go here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Stockton, see what they're going to call.
Timeout, maybe Yellow Jackets before a mess happens over on the far side as Stockton and McNeil almost commit the turnover, but Coach Foster gets a timeout with 1:02 to play.
Again, all timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip this year on NKTelco Sports. Again, you can catch all the Sidney home games here this year, both boys and girls on NKTelco Sports. We'd like to thank our subscribers for buying maybe a game or a season package. We have other schools that you can purchase tickets from, including for our Key Motion, including Minster, New Knoxville, New Bremen, also Russia, Jackson Center, and Bachkins. Also other schools include Anna, Marion Local, Fort Laramie as well, Lehman Catholic as well here on NKTelco Sports. So a lot of schools following. Again, a lot of basketball coming your way. You can purchase pay-per-view or season packages for maybe your favorite team and catch them here all season long on NKTelco Sports. So 1:02 to go here in the fourth quarter out of the Precision Strip timeout. 43-30, Sidney ahead of Butler. And Sidney looking to put this one away and hand Butler their first loss of the season.
Yeah, unless the Yellow Jackets really self-destruct here, it's going to be a win, their third in a row. And for the Aviators, their first loss of the season.
Sidney steals it right back. It's Lexi Brewer. Brewer trying to dissect the defense. Stockton trying to put the finishing touches on it. Clark goes up. Shot's no good, but she will shoot 2 free throws. So it looks like Sidney will move to 4-2 on the season.
And 5-1 for the Aviators. Again, both these teams came in undefeated in their respective conference of the Miami Valley League. The Aviators from the Miami section and the Yellow Jackets from the Valley section. Clark now 1 of 3 from the foul line.
First shot good for Reagan Clark.
Her 9th point. She averages 7.4. She's had a nice second half. She's been a nice spark plug and offensive board by McNeil.
And it's jump ball on the inside. Arrow favors the Jackets. And so Brewer and Bardenero has some words for each other out near the middle of the court. Don't know if they were friendly or not. hoping they're friendly.
Well, they do wear the same number, so maybe they're hard telling.
Brewer content with running the clock here. 29 seconds left. Gets the ball to Stockton through her hands. And Brewer will just continue to hold the basketball. Gets it out the corner to Clark, to Khalees McNeil. McNeil putting the finishing touches on this Sidney victory.
Nice assist from Reagan Clark, recognizing the open player of the backside, and good offense and good way to finish the offensive performance by the Yellow Jackets.
Barnero, 3 near the horn. It's no good. It's not going to matter. 46-30 will be our final here tonight from the Hive at Sidney High School. The Sidney Yellow Jackets defeat the Vandalia Butler Aviators here on NKTelco Sports by a final score of 46-30 here on NKTelco Sports. And we'd like to thank some of our sponsors here on NKTelco Sports as Jeff tallies up some final numbers for you guys listening here on NKTelco Sports. I'd like to remind you that NKTelco Sports' sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. You can catch the replays of this game December 16th at 5 p.m. and Sunday, December 18th at 7 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Our sponsors here tonight are Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, the Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, The Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Some other sponsors, Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securecom, and the St. Henry Bank. After one quarter of play here tonight in varsity action, our score was 13-6 Sidney, 23-15 Sidney at the half, 32-23 after 3 quarters, and then our final score ended up being 46-30 Sidney over Vandalia Butler. Our JV action, if you missed it earlier, the Sidney Yellow Jackets fell to the Vandalia Butler Aviators by the final score of 30-17 in our first of 2 here that we had on NKTelco Sports tonight. But it does become a victory for Sidney. They will maintain their first spot in the Valley Division of the Miami Valley Division. And the Vandalia Butler Aviators lose their first game of the season, fall to 5-1 and 3-1 overall in Miami Valley League play here tonight. And with our final numbers here tonight on NKTelco Sports, Jeff Hinchin.
Well, thank you. These unofficial, keyword unofficial stats look like this. Field goal shooting for the Vandalia Butler Aviators. They finished 12 of 53 from the field. Of those 12 of 53, included in that was 2 of 11 from three-point range. The shooting for the Aviators for Sidney Yellow Jackets, 19 of 47 from the field. And of those 19 of 47, the Yellow Jackets knocked down 2 of 8 three-point opportunities. From the free throw line, Vandalia Butler 6 of 9. Sidney just 4 of 10 from the free throw line. Rebounding, the Vandalia Butler Aviators had 26 boards. Sidney, 45 boards. So good job rebounding the basketball by the Yellow Jackets, and they converted some of those offensive boards into a total of 11 points. So converted those in for some extra opportunity points, if you will. Turnovers. Aviators just 12 amidst all that good defense, if you will, by the Yellow Jackets. Just 12 turnovers by the Aviators. Although the Yellow Jackets of Sidney, 21 turnovers. So that number is quite high, and they were able to win still by 16. So albeit a number of high turnovers, Brandon, they shot the ball pretty well. They offensive rebounded the ball pretty well. And their defense really limited Vandalia Butler to one and done for the most time. And they made other girls put shots up as Bardonero really struggled. Their leading scorer came in at averaging 20. She finishes with 10. But she did so on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 attempts. She made 3 field goals. So she was 3 of 18 from the field, was a very good 4 from the line. But they really strapped her down. She did lead the way with 10 points for the Aviators. Lauren Dady finishes with 8, 6 from Noelle Smith, and The other player to score that wasn't those three was Natalie Shanehair, a three-pointer in the fourth quarter for 3 for her total. For Yellow Jackets, 7 different players score. Allie Stockton leads away with 15. Reagan Clark right behind her, or just under 10 points, I should say, with 9. 6 from Kimora Johnson, 5 from Lexi Brewer, 2 from Jordan Scully, and 4 from Khalees McNeil. Their total of 46.
And before we exit here tonight, we're going to name our NKTelco Player of the Game. Again, brought to you by NKTelco. And Jeff, I'm going to let you pick your first Sidney game of the year. And
yeah, you made me do this last time too. Yeah. Usually we take a break and we kind of talk about this because you always go through scored the most or who did the most. I mean, Stockton got them off to such a great start. She scored 10 of her 15 in the first quarter. 10 of the 13. She shot 5 of 8. She got off to a great start. I'm going to lean that way. It's the first game of the season. The 5'9" senior. I won't say struggled the rest of the game, but didn't score in the second quarter and then finishes with 5 in the second half, but did a lot of rebounding. I saw her make some nice passes. I'm going to go with the senior then, number 23, Allie Stockton, our NKTelco Player of the Game. She does finish unofficially with 15 points. Maybe had a few extra turnovers than what she would have liked to have had, but really their spark plug, and she got it done against an undefeated team here at home, their first home game.
So congratulations to the Sidney Yellow Jackets. They moved to 4-2 on the season. They play Xena next on Saturday in Miami Valley League play. The Vandalia Butler Aviators fall to 5-1. They travel to Troy in the Trojan Activity Center over there at Troy High School both Saturday, both Miami Valley League matchups. So for the final time tonight, our score, Sidney 46, Vandalia Butler 30. For Jeff Hinchin, I'm Brandon Coverman. Thanks for joining us here tonight on NKTelco Sports.